What's up everyone, welcome back to Switchcraft, and it's a great day to be a gamer. 2019 is going to be a great year to be a gamer. To prove it, today I'm going to go through the most anticipated Switch games of 2019. I've got to say, Nintendo is on point. Whether it's the amazing first-party titles we're set to talk about, the amazing ports coming out down the pipeline, or the awesome third-party day one titles, the Wii U days of begging for games are long gone. In fact, I bet if there are any Sony ponies or Xboxers watching this, they're going to be wishing for some of these games, if they're honest, right before they hit the thumbs down. Anyways, on to the games. Up first, we have the sequel we've all been waiting for, Luigi's Mansion 3. This was dropped on anyone completely out of the blue in a Nintendo Direct in September. As of right now, we don't have an exact date, only that it'll be sometime before December 31st of 2019. I can't wait for this one considering how much fun the first two were, and this will provide a nice graphical bump for the Switch, and the same go-anywhere portability that we loved playing Dark Moon on the 3DS. Next, we have a game that Nintendo has gone suspiciously quiet about, and that's Fire Emblem: Three Houses. We heard about this game shortly after the Switch dropped in 2017, and not much since, except the odd rumor. It could be that Nintendo doesn't want to steal any thunder from some of the games that are releasing at the end of 2018 to hit their aggressive sales targets, but I'm not the only one hoping for at least another trailer of this strategy RPG that will absolutely be a day one purchase. Next, we have one of the coolest looking Switch exclusive, Daemon X Machina. This shooter uses this really cool looking cell shading like art style and looks to be a fast paced point and shoot title that, if I'm being honest, is one of the genres without much representation on the console as of yet. This game has huge competitive and multiplayer potential. Add it to the list of 2019s that I'll be on a day one purchase. But now, we're going to talk about the most recent game to get announced, and it's actually the first one on the list to actually have a set release date. Mortal Kombat 11 makes its debut on April 23rd, and even if this looks and plays a fraction of how good the cinematic trailer did, we're all in for a treat. Extra modifications were made in the development of this game to make it bloodier and gorier, and that's music to my ears. Man, Nintendo's come such a long way in terms of their content policy since the days of nerfing specials on Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo. Speaking of the good old days, we gotta talk about all of the remastered legacy content we're getting from Square Enix, specifically Final Fantasy VII and X. I remember investing hundreds of hours into Final Fantasy X on the PS2, and to be honest, I've never finished Final Fantasy VII. I thought that the PS1 Classic would be a great opportunity to do so, but then this thing's such a hunk of junk. The Final Fantasy is set to become the best game on the PS1 Classic on the Switch. Yeah, I'd rather take it with me and keep my PS1 Classic sealed until I hack it. But Sony artifacts are not done on this list, and we're also getting Crash Team Racing. The PS1 equivalent of Mario Kart is getting remastered and dropping on all major consoles June 21st. With how many ways there are to play on the Switch, this would be my ideal way to play, regardless of which console I had. There have been some rumblings that this game might get delayed, so that June date isn't set in stone yet for the Switch, but we can be sure to get some Crash Kart Racing before we ring in 2020. Just before we ring in 2020, we'll also be able to call the next generation of Pokemon ours. Remember how everyone complained that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee weren't real Pokemon games before we knew anything about them, besides the fact that they would have some similarities with Pokemon Go? And then it drops, and silences all the critics, striking the perfect balance between old and new. Well, that traditional grind fest that all the hardcore Pokemaniacs wanted is all but set for a 2019 holiday release. Expect a return of random encounters, a new roster of Pokemon, a new map, a new story, and quite possibly the removal of Experience All. This should be fun. And last but not least on the list of most anticipated 2019 Switch games, we have a game that I'll admit isn't confirmed for 2019. I'm just hoping, praying we get it. We have to go all the way back to E3 2017 for the Metroid Prime 4 logo that set the internet ablaze. We've had direct after direct, announcement after announcement, and even another E3 go by, and we haven't heard another word about it. This game, when it does release, is set to become the definitive first-person shooter on the Switch, and we get another adventure with Samus and all of her ass-kicking glory. Please, Nintendo, can we have this game before the decade ends? And with that, there it is. A small sampling of games set to come out on the Switch in 2019, and those are just the most anticipated ones we know about. There's dozens of others coming out that I didn't mention, and there are sure to be dozens more games announced. Did your most anticipated game make the list? Which one was it? And if not, let me know down in the comments below the game that I should have included. It's a great day to be a gamer. Switchcraft out.